I'm asking him to stop sex trafficking and African crime on African assassination, sin in the congregation, elders Satan, all to bring separation. Lord, you see everything that we facing Satan and all of his demons from confrontation. He want us to get impatient, want us to be a victim and fall in incarceration. I made a pledge to my nation, said this is about our salvation. See my numbers increasing, they say I'm Illuminati, they say I'm a Freemason. Don't see me out with my brothers, they say that I made a sacrifice.
There's a place that you can go to where God actually starts manifesting himself. Why? Because he stirred you and you stirred him. And now you start getting to the place where you got all the right ingredients to bake yourself a cake. Do I have any cake makers out there? Listen, if you want to be a cake maker, you want to be a person that experiences the full, tangible presence of God in your life, not just once every while on a Sunday, I need you to stay tuned. This is Eminem 2.0. Welcome to the Matrix. I got an addiction, and the only prescription is more Jesus. Eminem 2.0, welcome to the Matrix. We are back here, shifted from codes. We are into paradigms. And if you like what you're seeing, go on ahead and like this video. Listen, if you like what you're hearing, go on ahead and comment on this video. Give somebody the gift of Eminem 2.0. Share this video. Share it with the world, why don't you? We need you to go ahead and share it with the world. Pastor Mike.
Yes.
We're going down an epic journey. This ain't even a bunny hole. We need to just call this what this is. This is a straight tunnel down to where we are going. We're in this prayer paradigm, this entire shift of the mentality of really what prayer is. You went on ahead and called it what it was for you. It's an addiction. Your prayer has shifted to the point where
It's
it
not
is
work.
I see. I don't know what that is because it takes me work to.
It's passion now.
So you ain't got to lather it up or nothing like that.
No lather, no special praise music. In fact, there is no music at all.
Wait, no music?
No.
I
what-
got to get my song on before I see him.
And guess what? I thought that originally, and the first time it happened, I would say I wasted a bunch of time trying to get some music going, only to find out I'd wasted a bunch of time.
Wow.
So what I'm finding out, like I said, that this is about, I was about to say two people wanting to be together. This is about your Heavenly Father wanting to spend this time with you. And you don't have to get him to this place. You know, we have decided that worship has to be in this box. This is how God likes it. He likes a good slow jam. And therefore, he shows up when you get it just right.
You got to set the mood for Jesus.
Set the lights down low, and Jesus will show up. But it's not like that at all.
Okay.
It's about what's the mood of your heart.
So this thing isn't even about getting God right. This is about, you have to change your mentality.
Yeah.
So you don't need to get God, in the mood to
No.
visit you. God's already
Yeah.
ready. He's
No,
waiting
he
for
won't.
you to change.
That's exactly what he wants.
So in other words, I need to change. Okay, well, give me something here because I know they're thinking it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it right now. I need me some how,
Yeah.
Pastor Mike, because
Yeah.
what you're talking about is great, phenomenal, fantastic stuff. I don't want my lifestyle. I don't want this just, I don't think religion's a bad word, but I just don't want to have something that's repetitive over
Right.
and over again. I want to
Exactly.
have real interaction.
Right.
I really want, before we get back into this, I really want real interaction.
Right.
I want something tangible to happen to me spiritually. Talk to me about some how. What can I put into place? I know it's not a spell. I know it's not a ritual or something like this, but what am I doing wrong that I'm not approaching God correctly, that I can't have this tangible presence? I want what Moses got. I want what you're getting. I want to be addicted to.
Well, one of the first things we talked about was what got Moses to the mountain.
Okay.
It said the presence of God was doing something in the bush. And this was a great analogy he gave me. It was like, as a child, Grandma used to make these amazing cakes. I mean, great. And she did not mix them with a mixer. She mixed them by hand. And so we're just standing there looking at it, and we're just amazed by this process. But here's the truth of the matter. We're standing by because we want to be the one who gets to lick the bowl. Because I'm telling you, even before the cake was mixed, the batter was good.
Oh.
So this is what he says.
I've licked many a bowl.
I go to God and I say to him, Lord, I need you to stir up a passion for prayer for me. I need you to stir it up, God, where I am so hungry and so thirsty for your presence, God, that I cannot get enough of you. So I go to him and I say, stir me. So imagine.
So he's the one making the
He's
cake.
the one making the cake.
And it's so good.
So the initial stirring he's doing. But what he told me is he will not keep stirring. Because if he keeps stirring, then he's the one generating the passion. What he does is he says to you, if you want some of this cake, I'm going to hand it over to you. You stir.
Oh, and then he hands you the spoon and tells you to taste and see
Yeah.
that this is going to be
This
so
is
good.
good. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look, so we were in, I was going to ask you something else, but I see my time is running out, so I'm not going to take that left at Albuquerque like I like to. But we were in Exodus 33. We're looking at Moses. Like I said, this is my envious
Yeah.
relationship. This relationship that Moses has with Yahweh, the Most High God,
Yeah.
it is just,
Amazing.
it's awe-inspiring. What Moses would have just done. The fact that he comes off the mountain a few times, they can't even look at this dude. He has to wear a veil
Yeah.
because he's saturated
Yeah.
with all that batter.
Yeah.
He's just saturated in
Yeah.
it.
It's like, did you get in the bowl?
Did you? Yes, exactly. He just rolled around and licked the bowl and everything because he's just been in the presence of
Yeah.
God. I love what he asked here. There's this quasi desperation in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
There's this. I know we're together,
Yeah.
but there's somewhere that's deeper. There's a place
Yeah.
we can get closer.
Yeah.
I know there's a place we can get closer. Give me that.
And church people are okay with being where they are. That they're
Wow.
not pursuing the closeness. You see, if you ask me, did I pray? I just want to be able to say, yeah, I prayed. But the people who want to taste the batter are not satisfied just with knowing the cake's about to be made. They want to be in the process of it.
They want to take a chance and stir.
They want to stir. Why? Because they know when this gets put in, what comes out, I've already tasted a portion of it. So this cake can only be better.
So part of the part of the
Yeah.
process is learning to stir yourself.
Yeah.
Stir yourself.
Yes.
Get your mind right.
Yeah.
Get up.
Yeah.
Decide that this is what you want first thing.
Absolutely.
We talked about this at the beginning of our last thing, which was the prayer code. You know, part of that is your intent.
Yeah.
The reason why your prayer life isn't great, the reason why you're not getting the answers you want, the reason why we don't get the things we want, even though the Bible tells us
Yeah.
we can literally ask for anything.
Yeah. Whatsoever.
Whatsoever we ask for in his name, believe that we've received it, we shall have it. We got plenty of Christians prayed things, they prayed it in his name, and then they don't get it. And then we're trying to figure out why and how.
Is it possible? I'm sorry.
No.
You
Go.
sent me on this bunny trail.
We went
Is
left.
it possible? Yeah. Is it possible while they were stirring, they didn't trust the ingredients that were in it, and they tried to add something to it?
Oh, we're good for adding stuff.
Yeah.
We're really good for adding
Yeah.
stuff. You know, I have to teach Bible study in a little bit, and so, you know, one of the things I noticed, Elijah, he asked the children of Israel, "How long do you get to be a people of two opinions?
Yeah, how
Either
long?
serve God or you serve Baal." And so, what ended up happening was, God, you know, apparently wasn't moving fast enough blessing wise for the children of Israel. So they decided, okay, we can add a little Baal into the situation, a little Baal Haman in the situation, to the point where they're adding his idols inside of the temple where God is. Because they figure if God won't do it, Baal will go on ahead and get the job done.
Little Baal ain't never hurt nobody.
Apparently, it didn't never hurt nobody except for the children that were sacrificed in his name. Nevertheless, we see people doing this in their faith, and maybe it's not another religion, maybe it's not another God, you know, maybe it's not the principles of the universe, maybe I don't add these crystals and do these things with it and stuff like that, but just a simple thing of like, you know, I can go on ahead and get this done. You know, I've been praying for this. God said he's going to do it. I don't see it. So let me go on ahead and take the lead on this, Jesus, since you seem to be slow stepping.
And we're talking
a level of trust.
handmade blessing.
Oh, because it was hand made
Yeah.
by
Just
you.
Ask Abraham about that.
Yeah, Abraham, and
Give
now
me the handmaid.
Yeah, give me the
Okay.
handmaid. Yeah, we
But-
went down there, so we're there.
But see, that's the thing we have to absolutely understand. That if we want what's real, what's genuine, we have to stick to the ingredients that are in the book.
Otherwise, when we add it, it becomes something that we
It
have
becomes
made.
something else. And once it becomes something else, the intimacy of cooking that, the
Mm-hmm.
intimacy of making it is lost.
God doesn't want, in fact, even to me, and I'm going off what you taught me, God doesn't want any part of that. Because we see oftentimes, in the Bible, and now we see it in life now,
Yeah.
there's always this mixing of the sacred and the profane.
Yeah.
And so people are trying to get what they want at any cost. And it doesn't matter if it costs them their intimacy with God or anything.
Right.
I'm willing to mix these two things.
Yeah.
I need to add my own ingredients because this bowl isn't tasting the way I need it to taste. This cake isn't getting made fast enough. I need to go on ahead and do something.
Yeah.
I got to change this because I can't trust the person who's really putting these ingredients
What do I
in the
need
bowl.
to add to live my best life now?
Oh, don't do it.
Yeah, we keep coming back to that. But listen, Mike, you asked me, what was it about? It is about that word,
Okay.
trust. That I've asked God for something very specific. I've asked Him, Lord, I want to understand what's the kingdom asking. I want to understand what's the heart of the kingdom.
This is what happened with
I've
Moses
turned
asked.
aside to see you, God, and I'm telling you, I want you. Now, how do I get you? And if He tells you, it's like the relationship.
Mhm.
You're after this girl or you're after this guy, and you're saying, what? And now we ain't talking fornication,
Yeah,
but
we're not,
we're talking
we're not.
about starting the relationship
Exactly,
off.
I get you.
And you're saying, how do we start this relationship?
Okay.
And we're talking about a godly relationship. How do I
Right.
start it? Well, it starts through talking.
Mm,
It starts by gathering data.
right.
It starts by getting to know. We start superficial because we really don't know where it's going.
Right, of course.
But as we begin to entangle our hearts in this and we begin to put time
In
in
order
it,
to get deeper, I need to know something deeper.
all of a sudden now, I believe now, because of how long we've been doing this, I can trust you with
With the secrets, and we talked about that.
Mhm.
God wants to give you secrets. You didn't
Yes.
watch the prayer code, go back and watch the prayer code.
Yeah.
So we see, Moses, he's here, 13, verse number 13. If it's true that you look favorably on me, let me know your ways, so I may understand you more fully and continue to enjoy your favor that you've already said you're giving me. So let's look at our points. First point is we need to do the stirring. We're talking about how
Right.
you're going to do this. I want you to have practical application. I want you to wake up and be able to do this because if he's addicted, I want to be addicted. I want to get some of what Moses had. I want to get some of what Jesus had, what Paul had. Paul's getting taken up into the spirit,
Yeah.
knowing people and everything else like that. I'm trying to get in this supernatural realm. Because once you get it,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, when the evil people do it, we talked about that trafficking spiritually.
Yeah.
In the prophetical, we talked about people that traffic spiritually. They're addicted to the evil way to
Yes,
do
they
it.
are. Exactly. And
They
that's-
lust after it. It's power and everything.
That's the thing. That when you think lust, it is uncontrolled passion.
Ooh.
That's really what I want as it pertains to the Spirit of God.
Wow.
And not really to the world. I want to be so addicted to His presence, so addicted to what it feels like to be with Him, that guess what? He begins to trust me with secrets.
Oh, I got a question for you. But first, let's look at our points. First, you got to stir.
No, He stirs.
He stirs.
Because you asked, I want you to stir this up in me.
Right.
So he's going to give you that start.
Okay.
But he's not going to continue
See, now I
because
got another
otherwise
question.
it's him.
Can you miss the stirring?
You really can't. You really can't.
So I can miss that
Yeah,
stirring.
No,
if-
because what can happen is, let's say you prayed that and all of a sudden you feel this. You're like, wow, I need to go pray. I need to go pray. And, oh yeah, I'll call you back. And he did it. You ask him, stir me up. And you may for a whole week feel this whole thing like this passion for him has changed. But if you don't act on it, eventually he stops stirring.
So point number one, he stirs.
He stirs.
You ask, he stirs.
He stirs.
Point number two, you stir.
You stir. Paul said to Timothy,
Mm-hmm.
stir up the gift that's in you, that came in you by the
Oh,
laying
wow.
on of hands. So the laying of
So
hands,
God stirs.
God started it.
Laying on of hands, it means God
That's
stirs.
right. God stirred it.
Then you have to stir.
Then he's saying to him, you know it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Stir it. Just took me back to a point, and I know we're at a minute time.
Yep.
You said Paul went into the third heaven.
Right.
Can I tell you something? There are times there are lumps in your batter. You see, the reason he got to the third heaven was
Oh, we're not going to finish in time.
they just had stoned him and left him for dead. He says, I don't know how I ended up in the third heaven,
Wow.
but I did. But then it says, when it was all said and done, after he had his visitation, and God was still stirring, God might have taken over while he had that moment recovering from them rocks,
Mm-hmm.
stirred him up. It says when he got up, he brushed himself off, and he started stirring again. God
My
giving
God.
him more boldness.
My God.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't that brother get thrown off a cliff too? They stoned him and threw him off a cliff. How you get up from that? That's that stirring.
Yeah.
Number three, before we go, trust the ingredients.
Yeah, trust the
Yeah,
ingredients.
now, oh, we're not going to do that.
No.
If I trust the ingredients, is this me trusting the process?
It is, and it's not just trusting the process, it's trusting the word.
Mm-hmm.
The word is telling you these are the ingredients. And you're going to, but I like a little more cinnamon in mine. Or I like a little more this in mine. Guess
It's
what?
about my opinion at that point.
Yeah, at that point, you're saying to God, how you do it, not good enough.
Mm. But God comes to us in different ways, Pastor Mike.
Yeah.
All of us. Anyway, listen, we're not done with this. This is just the beginning of this shift in a paradigm. We want to completely change the way you view talking to God, your conversation with God, your relationship with God. Pastor Mike, we got so much more to get into because now that I'm addicted, now that I've stirred, now that
Yeah.
he stirred, I've stirred,
Yes.
and now I'm starting to trust the ingredients. Guess what this opens the door for?
Yeah.
Now we baking cake.
Yeah.
And now I get a manifestation. It tasted good. but
Cake
now
rising.
Yes. And it's hot.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm
All
going
right.
to eat cake, how I'm going to get this. This is going to happen on the next episode. Eminem 2.0. We're right back here.
This is an M&M 2.0 circuit break.
Assassination, sin in the congregation, elders Satan, all to bring separation. Lord, you see everything that we facing Satan and all of his demons from confrontation. He want us to get impatient, want us to be a victim and fall in incarceration. I made a pledge to my nation, said this is about our salvation. See my numbers increasing.